before you leave today, talk to me, please.
Okay, so before we talk about the schedule, we're going to talk about the jobs on set. That's what we have scheduled for today. And it is going to be quick, just kind of quickly talk about them. You're going to learn about them by doing them this semester. So start right off. Who's the boss on set?
Johnny the boss. Grant's the boss, right? No one knows that. No one laughed at that because they don't know that movie.
I snorted. Chortled.
But if you look to get an answer, on a set, who's the boss? Who's in charge?
Producer.
Yeah, it's a producer. A lot of people think it's the director, and it's not. The director is actually hired by the producer. When a film wins the Academy Award for Best Picture, it's not the director who picks it up; it's the producer. Yeah.
So on our productions here at GAP, who's the producer of these films, Grant?
I am, you are, and occasionally we'll have students help us with that. But it falls on, if things go bad, if there's issues on campus or things, they come to us. We're paying for things, we organize things, we schedule.
We're using Grant's excellent professional grade equipment. Therefore, even though that we're low, no budget filmmaking, there is still money being spent every single time we film something here. So just know that ultimately our names are producers on your pieces if you choose to conclude that, but it doesn't mean we're the creative force or the element behind it. We're just the ones who, like an executive producer is literally, all their job is to do is money. They just give the money. They have no creative control. And in fact, there's a whole ranking, a hierarchy of producers that actually are more or less involved in things.
Yeah. It's my least favorite part of filmmaking, and yet we end up having to do so much of it. But if you are interested in that, join our team. We'll help you learn how to do it, and eventually would love to pass off some of the stuff to you.
I would tell you that if your goal is to be a filmmaker of some sort, having producer knowledge is extremely valuable, because when you have your own production company, and you become the boss, you might be a DP to start with, but then when you take over and start your own company, and you have to make a contract or negotiate money, you become the de facto producer. So making things happen, solving problems, that is all the producer's job.
Coming up with a budget and locations.
So it's like when you come to us and say, hey, Tim and Grant, I want to film on the roof, and I also want someone to fall off the roof and land on the ground. Grant and I will be like, no, I don't think it's feasible. How about instead of a roof, it could be...
In fact, one of the things that became a running joke, I don't know, this is about 5 years ago, a former student of ours, Trevor Rock, wanted to blow up a car in his movie. And I kept saying, no, we can't do it. We have to then notify the police, we have to pay for a permit, that we have to have fire department there and pay for it, and he just wouldn't let it go. And so he took it upon himself to buy an old car, drive it to Nevada where they don't have a explosive permit requirement, and he blew it up himself out in the desert. So he went around us, and then we ended up using it in some movies, but it's that worrying about...
we matched again.
I got tan shorts on, so not really.
Still.
Anyways, producer. Okay, who has creative control on a film set?
Yeah, John.
Director. And
Yep.
So when it comes to really the director is head of all of the departments. The camera department, the audio department, the visual effects, the art direction, all of them answer to the director. So, yeah.
Grant, so the directors, I know here at GAP, the directors write the script and direct the films. Is that true for Hollywood or everywhere? Do all directors write the scripts?
No, absolutely not. It's becoming way more common. It used to be incredibly rare that a director would write his or her own script. It was, there were screenwriters, and then the producers would hire a director to direct a particular screenplay. But it's becoming way more common that that directors direct their own screenplays. As far as our class goes, we would love it if you want to write your own screenplay and direct it, but you don't need to. We have some great writers. I was sitting with Angel earlier in our my office, and they had worked writing this amazing screenplay. I think Angel's going to direct the film, but I mean, if you want, there are great writers. John wrote a screenplay last semester, but did not direct it. The other John directed it. And so we have writers who want to write, we have people who want to direct but not write, so it's up to you. Then I think, by the way, Tony, you're going to be directing very soon.
I saw,
Yeah. So your screenplay is close to ready. Actually, you sent it to me, but I actually don't have it. I don't think I had access. So afterwards, I want to see that.
But that being said, then so the director is a creative force. They're going to work with probably all the departments to line up the things. And anything the director can't do or can't manage, they'll talk to the producer and say, "Hey, I need these costumes. Can you get me the costumes? Or you can find me a makeup person." Or they'll be in charge of designing that. I'm sure Marty found Elle to do Willow's makeup, right, to be the devil. Those are all elements in the creative process. The director is the head of all the creative process. But Grant, on set, what does the director do?
Well, I would say almost more than anything is help the actors. By the way, one of the things that can't ever happen this semester, you can never, if you are not the director, you cannot talk to the actors about their performance. And by the way, this is something that Tim and I have to struggle with, because as teachers, as kind of your guides, we want to give you advice, or we have both done so much directing that we want to, but we're not supposed to. What you can do, if the director's okay with it, is talk to the director. Hey, you might think about this, you might try that. But if you aren't good friends with the director, you're not a trusted person, you shouldn't be thinking that as well. Come to help Tim or me if you want, but it's the director who talks to the actors.
Yeah, and this is a learning environment, so it's okay if we do this, but if this was a professional set and you went above who you reported to, a film set's kind of like the military. You report to all your different divisions, and if you jump the person ahead of you and talk directly to an actor or the director, and you're not supposed to, that's really risky. You can get fired off a set just for not respecting the chain of command, because it's all designed to make it move as smooth as possible. So on set, ideally, even you wouldn't talk to the actors, but you shouldn't even talk to the director, because the director's so focused on the performances. Really, you should be talking to the assistant director if you want to talk to the director. And then the assistant director will decide, okay, yes, they have time to listen to you, or I will convey this message to the director for you.
So Tim and I have directed a lot. I'll tell you what I like when I'm directing. I talk a lot with my DP, and we'll talk about that position in a minute. But my cinematographer, the one who's creating the shots with me and the look of the film, I want to talk to that person a lot. I also talk to my AD about the time that we have and some things like that. But I like input from actors. I like actors to say, oh, wait a minute, I don't know if I would say it that way, or can I try this? I like all those things very much. But I find it very frustrating when people are talking to my actors and I'm thinking, no, that's not what I want at all. So just be aware of that, because it happens too much.
And let's say this right now. Okay, just like On the film set, you see the lights, you see the cameras and everything, and are you supposed to touch something that you don't know how to do? If you're not the DP, are you supposed to touch the camera? No. So if you're not the director, I'm gonna tell you right now, and all you actors in here, plug your ears, but they're tools on the set, just like the camera, just like the lights. They are just another element on the tool that's on the set that is for us, the filmmakers, to use to create our vision. And yes, they're going to give us great performances, hopefully, and we don't want them to know that we view them as tools, but ultimately they are tools on set. So if you wouldn't touch the camera, then don't talk to the actors either. It's true.
Yeah, about their performance.
About their performances.
Yeah.
You could be like, hey, you want to go hang out later, but that's fine when we're not during a take, though. It's not like... Even if it's like, hey, there's something in their hair, you should talk to someone up the command just so that, like, maybe it's intentional. You don't know what the actor's going for. We've had takes blown because someone interrupts and it's like, oh, that was it, and then you talked and now we have to do it again.
Yeah. Okay, screenwriter. We've already mentioned that. The screenwriter, by the way, by the way, in the 30s, 40s, and even in the 50s, screenwriters were way down the totem pole. Now, the last name you see is the director. The second to last is the screenwriter. So the screenwriter's getting a lot more recognition now than they used to. However, when you submit your screenplay, you basically sell your screenplay to a studio, they own it. They can do whatever they want to it. They can turn your very serious drama into a musical comedy, and you have no say.
Have you ever noticed a movie, especially a big blockbuster, how many writers are on the movies? 3, 4, 5, 7 sometimes, if it's a Michael Bay Transformers. Well, they didn't all work together. Those are people who are revising and revising, and you have to revise a certain amount of the script in order to get credit on the film. And some of these movies, there are multiple writers who didn't even get credit because maybe they wrote 3 lines or something, or they changed the scene or added one single scene. You have to add a significant amount, and this is all based off of the Screenwriters Guild Union.
So a lot of people are wanting to direct, if they spend so much time and put so much love and energy into a screenplay, they want to direct it because they want to see their vision. But if you are a screenplay writer and you hand off your screenplay, it's no longer yours. It becomes the director's. It's
also the person that, unless the screenwriter is the director, it's probably the person you want on set the least, to be honest, because they wrote it, they have it in their head, but they've sold the script, and now it's whoever else is taking it over's vision, ultimately the director's vision. So they thought it was going to be like this, and they're going to be the person who has the hardest time not giving notes on set.
Yep.
Oh, I meant them to emphasize this, and it's like, well, we're not doing it that way.
Yeah. The next position is assistant director. And it's interesting, the assistant director, I kind of think of it a little bit as good cop, bad cop. The director is supposed to have the freedom to talk to actors and really focus on vision. It's the assistant director who keeps the production on schedule. By the way, one of the things, it's the assistant director who says roll audio and roll camera. The director just says action and cut. So it's the kind of the business stuff. If an actor is late, it becomes the responsibility of the assistant director to get the actor there. If there are issues or problems, the assistant director has to do it. The assistant director sets the schedule. So the director will say, okay, I want to do these 12 shots. And the assistant director has to plan how best to get those 12 shots and plan the schedule. So if you don't have an assistant director, you're doing way more and it's difficult, and so it's incredibly important. But that's the job of the assistant director.
It's allowing your creativity to come out rather than
They're worrying about logistics, and they have to plan when lunch is and when to order the pizzas, and you want a good AD will schedule it so that one actor isn't there for the first shot, and then doesn't have to be any shots until the last shot. We should just shoot all the scenes with the one actor so that actor can leave as soon as possible. Again, because low no budget filmmaking. We are going to really press that this might be the hardest job on set to do. But this is the job that we're going to force a lot of you to attempt because we need more ADs. Especially if you want to direct, we really encourage you to AD before you direct.
Yeah. The best AD we've ever had is Marty, and you all know Marty. She's absolutely amazing at it.
She's
But
30 feet away, she said.
Poor Emrys. Poor Emrys.
Emrys is amazing too. So if you want to learn, those are two great people. We're actually going to have a class training ADs, which comes in a few weeks. And Marty's going to take over, and Tim and I will just kind of watch and as she teaches. But it's a really important thing. I know some famous ADs in the business. If you ever want to meet somebody, but
And that being said, we just promoted Emrys and Marty, but they can't AD every single film. So ultimately, directors who already have directing, who are already on the schedule, will be looking to you as ADs. Hopefully, who is AD'd last semester? Who has any experience? Tony, Jason? You go over there.
Marty, come up here.
Marty, right now.
Marty, come up here. So we were just saying that in a few weeks, you're going to give a lesson on AD.
Yes.
And best practices, the software you can use, things that go well, things that to try to avoid, etc.
Yes.
So we're going through all the positions. So.
And I'm sure Marty's open to helping you if you are assigned AD or volunteered to be AD in some of the upcoming shoots before that, to speak to you about that, because when are we doing that one, Grant? Do you have an idea? No, I don't want to put you on the spot. I'm just thinking of how many you need to know, yeah. By the way, 2 got pushed, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
AD is,
Whew, it's a long ways down if it's there. Well, guys, what, 3?
where is it? Red camera, thirds, lenses, Steadicam, shot lists. Oh, here, week 10.
10? Oh, jeez.
10 is May, April.
I can calculate it for you. I don't know. Yeah, we're in week 2 right now, so 8 more weeks.
2 months.
So we have to do a lot of things. We have to jump in and do them, but we'll have very serious training on each of these as we go. Because if we waited until we've taught everything, we'd only be shooting a couple of films at the end of the semester. So, anyways, if we want to push it up, we can move things around if we need to. But that's where it is in the schedule right now. Okay, so after AD, script supervisor. We often call the person a scriptie, but it's also the continuity director. This person sits at the director's table with the director and watches the monitor. It's that person's job to watch out for continuity errors, making sure people are wearing the right things or their hair's the right way, or
Holding something.
yeah,
You're drinking liquid, it's the same amount of liquid in your cup. What other things?
yeah. They also have their script and will take notes. If the director says, I really like that one, and you take a note which take that the director preferred. Or it might be something like,
Forgotten
script-
line?
So yeah, forgot a line.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah,
It's literally script supervisors, so it's like, oh, that take was great, and maybe the director's watching the performance and not focusing on the words per se. I've gotten into that environment. It's like, oh well, they forgot the most critical line, which is like reveals who the bad guy is in that take. Oh well, we better do another take, right?
Or sometimes the actors just yell line because they can't remember. Scripty has to be ready to yell out the line so the actors can continue. So important job, and it's one of the people who sit directly with the director as the filming is going on. Production designer, it's funny, we don't tend to have somewhat separate for this job. Powell is the only one I can remember who
What about
did it.
Sierra? Didn't Sierra?
Sierra kinda
I
did
guess-
her own.
Yeah, that's true. She directed that one, right?
Yeah. But it's somebody who's kind of in charge of the look of the set, of the and oftentimes the directors get stuck in our program, get stuck doing that for their own films. But it is so nice when you can have someone who's doing that for you, because when you're directing, you're thinking about a million different things, and if you're having to set your
She did design for Cinar.
Yeah,
Okay, I knew that. So yeah, so it's from everything from costumes to props, the look and the feel of everything. It's actually you can win an Oscar for production design. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm like fascinated with watching Kayla make it. Kayla's on campus now. We can see getting close to.
rapidly
Yeah,
approaching.
trying to figure out where we're at. Okay. Oh yeah, we're close.
The last one under the production department are the production assistants. They're often new. It's kind of we need coffee, we need to go get this thing, so a lot of people start as PAs.
Who here's been a PA? Hey, anybody film last Friday and you stood around or held the camera, helped pick stuff up or clean stuff up? Guess what? You were all PAs. PA is the bottom job, but it's valuable. I once got paid to stand and watch the equipment, like not even touch anything. My job was to make sure no one stole it, and I had to stand next to it, and I couldn't touch it. So it's one of those things. Yes, getting coffee or doing lunch, that's literally the first job. And if you do it well, people notice and you can upgrade to the next position. If you do it bad, you're the one that gets yelled at the most or get blamed.
Okay, let's move to the camera department. The director of photography. By the way, what do we call the director of photography?
Come on, Phil.
Either DP or cinematographer.
DP. Yeah, exactly.
Didn't know which way you wanted to
The DP is the person who's in charge of the look when it comes to lighting and the camera. Is this going to be a handheld shot? Is this going to be a jib shot, or is it on sticks or whatever? But also the lighting. So it's the person in charge. The camera operator does not necessarily have to be the DP. In our program, it almost always is the case. The DP is the person who operates, but on big sets, sometimes they have old people who are DPs who couldn't hold a camera in a handheld shot even if they wanted to, but doesn't mean you have to stop being a DP. It just
Yeah, you help craft the light, the look. On set, and if you watch the behind the scenes, talk about this a lot, is that we, Jason was the DP, but Daniel was the camera operator. So you see that Jason didn't run the camera. Jason also worked as a follow focus. Yay! So yes, it happens, and you can say, hey, I want to design the lights and everything, but I don't want to have to wear the Steadicam. Being a camera operator hurts. It can hurt.
Yeah, and like nearly every single film set, my back is tired at the end. just lifting the camera and moving around.
So if you have good ACs,
Yeah.
you should be turning that stuff over to them so that they're doing more.
What's an AC?
Okay, so there are, and the larger the productions, the more ACs, assistant cameras there can be. We will always try to have at least two. The first AC will be the person who works most directly with the DP. They will be involved in swapping lenses, doing hot swaps, changing batteries while the camera's powered, wrangling media if necessary, not when we're using a red, but and then doing things like pulling focus and all of that. The second AC will help the first AC, but also oftentimes the second AC operates the slate. So they need to jam time code with the audio recorder, in our case the F8 with the red. But then we can often have more than that. If we are going on, last weekend, we shot on a jib, we shot on Steadicam, we did handheld, we did sticks. There was more than that. We did multiple things. Oh, we had, at one point we were shooting two separate scenes.
Yeah.
One group went into the bathroom, with another group were doing other shots. And so in a situation like that, you were supervising both groups, but maybe Santi was doing one and Marty was doing another one, and Daniel was helping them both. So you're dividing the jobs, and you can see the bigger the production, the more ACs you need. So yeah, so DP, camera operator, and then first and second AC. Also, oftentimes there are skills that are separate. So for example, you have to have a license to fly a drone. You might own, I own one, I'm not licensed, Tim is. So Tim, if we're gonna get some drone shots this semester, Tim's gonna fly, or Geronimo's licensed, he'll fly. Or if we go out of town and they can't go, we might bring Trevor with us, a former student who's also licensed. So, it won't be Jason who's flying the drone, because he's too lazy to go get his drone license.
Yeah.
The Steadicam takes a lot of practice and time. So this last weekend, I did the Steadicam work. There won't be long before Jason is doing it, but as of right now, I've got more experience. But when it comes to EasyCam, Jason probably has just as much experience as I have, and very soon we'll have way more. But we'll want Santi to do it, Daniel and Marty maybe, and anyone else who wants to learn. But there are dollies and jibs and other things that take
Time and effort and
Yeah.
skill and knowledge to put together. So that's all stuff we're a learning environment. We want to pass down and share as much information as possible, so that when we share what we know, it makes us all more valuable, right? You can count on other people to know what you know.
Yeah, and we're gonna use all of these. We're gonna use jibs and dollies and drones, and I just bought a brand new GoPro, underwater GoPro, 6K, is it 6K, 4K?
It's 5.6K.
5.6K. So Tim's going to have an underwater shoot in a few weeks. So we have a variety of shots, and those of you who want to practice, let us know, and we can give you time in the water or.
But
in the
as
super-
the producer of that film, that was one thing that I had to not only say like, oh, it's going to be an underwater shot, but I also had to ask the DP and the actor, can you swim? Are you willing to be underwater? That is something you have to consider. Is like, if you write a horse scene, you have to be like, well, can you ride a horse? Are you terrified by horses? Would you be willing to film this? It's all stuff.
Are we insured?
Yeah, and this is the biggest thing that we encounter in this class. You write a kissing scene. You have to make sure your actors are willing to kiss. We can definitely film kissing scenes without the kissing, and if you frame it, you can make it look like the kissing happens, but If you get a smooch on camera, it's way better than a just behind the head fake smooch.
Yep. By the way, raise your hand or speak up if you have questions about any of this stuff as we're going through it. We're just trying to get through them.
We like interruptions.
Yeah. One of the things I quickly mentioned, but is a particular job, is data wrangler. When the cameras record that information, and when the audio recorders record, that's incredibly valuable. And it's got to be one person's job to take that data and save it. In the old days, it used to be film cartridges, and they would, if you open the casing, you ruin all of the film, and so everything you just shot was then overexposed and damaged. Now we're shooting on digital. We have a red mag where we record. I'm the only one, they're my cameras, I'm the one who buys the hard drives and stores everything that we film, so I'm the data wrangler. If you are on the camera, you may not format the card without asking me. About 4 years ago, we had a student, longer?
It's been longer.
Yeah, we had a student who learned how to format the card, so he turned on the camera, formatted the card, and we'd shot 2 days before, and I did not have time to offload that footage. So by formatting the media, wiping the card, he erased everything that we had done, spent 2 full long days recording. I now try to offload every single day, but you don't know until you ask me.
It's always safe if you're going to do that to ask me, ask Grant, or ask Geronimo. Those are probably the 3 people to ask. Can we format this card? And then we might even look at each other and be like, is it okay? Because we've been in the situation where we've lost content, and that's the worst. That's one of the biggest mistakes that can happen here in the program. So you won't get, if you ask and we say yes, and then it turns out it's no, it's on me and Grant as the producers to be like, dang, I said yes and I wasn't sure. Or whatever. That happens too, but let us be the ones who make the mistake rather than you. You can just be like in the military, just following orders, boss, right?
Yeah. Quickly, in the camera department, there are 2 other positions. One is videographer. We will shoot BTS. We'll have the Sony cameras, and at every shoot, we shoot it so that those people who are at home taking the class online can see what is being done. By the way, I'm telling you what Tim wants. And Tim wants...
Let me say this right now.
Okay.
I just uploaded the BTS behind the scene footage of the shoot from Friday. It was 2 hours worth of footage. And how long did we film for, Marty?
4.
No, well, we set up and did everything. But we literally shot for 20 minutes, right? 25 minutes, maybe if you count the interview. And there was 2 hours worth of footage. Great! But let me tell you, it did get handed off to a lot of people, and I appreciated it. But a majority of the footage was Daniel and Bree ironing the curtains. And I had to go through and delete 90% of the curtain footage. And you'll hear me watch and be like, okay, I don't care about the curtains anymore. So if you watch the BTS, you can hear me deal with the curtains.
Anything that wasn't the curtains, though, was actually really good BTS.
It was really good BTS, but I'm telling you, there should have been way more focus on the makeup that was happening. That was really cool, detailed makeup. Or I didn't see the jib get put together. I'm going to tell you right now, our BTS, we care more about the setup of the equipment than filming the screen, watching the tapes. Because guess what? We have a camera filming the scene, and we'll be able to watch the actual finished video. I would rather watch Maston run the audio, or I would watch how the jib. There's some cool shots of like literally someone.
I told him to film it.
Someone was filming just the jib. during a shot and watching Daniel go up and down, and actually in the tape we see Daniel screw up and we call reset in the middle of the tape because we knew it was going to be unusable. So that's what I'm going to ask you. If you are the BTS person, which is an extremely valuable thing for the class, just be considerate of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you hit record and you film over like 5 minutes worth of one clip, I'm just going to delete it. I'm not going to watch like a 20-minute clip because I know it's just going to be you walking around and looking at people. And also there's a lot of Tony and Silas being interviewed in this BTS for some reason. Which I loved a lot of that. It was the curtains that I'm like, okay, we get it. We get it. The best part was they ironed and they spent all this time.
No, we didn't actually. We did not do the sides. We only did the
Oh, you didn't do the sides?
We
Okay,
didn't.
because at one point I was like, oh man, because I knew that we pulled them off to layer the bottom. So, okay, great. All right, that's the BTS review.
Yeah. The other thing is the photographer and production stills. Oftentimes the scripty will do this for continuity reasons, but it's sometimes nice to have still shots. We had someone John last semester did a lot of pictures on set, which can be really great. That's another job.
Santi does that too.
Does that, yeah.
By the way, is everyone on the Discord? Yes, if not, come up to us and we'll show you the QR code to join the Discord. There is a BTS category in the Discord where we talk about K-pop. That worked. Good job, Tim. I'm young. I'll explain it to you, Grant, later. The BTS channel there, people upload their photos. So there was a lot of cool photos of Willow in the devil makeup, and also I'll post. I'll post it on our Canvas page for the modules for the students who don't come in person, but I'll also post it there if you just want to see like, oh cool, I knew something happened cool. Let's see if what Tim had to say during this funny thing I shot, and then I delete it because I'm like, this isn't valuable.
Oh yeah. If you want the Discord,
With the
there's
QR code, you can put it on your screen if you want. Okay, that seems like the.
It's a little, yeah, there you go.
Seems like the.
Okay.
If you're not in it, it's extremely valuable too because we will also like put updates so that like you show up and it's like, hey, no one's here at the TV studio. You can jump on Discord and see, oh, call time was pushed an hour and I didn't check Canvas, and the Discord's probably the first place to go because we have a lot of active members. Yeah, a lot quicker than Canvas. Do you know who BTS is, by the way? Who? Okay, good. I feel good about my joke then.
Let's go through the lighting department, lighting and grip department. The gaffer is the person who works with the DP. It's the chief electrician, and it's the person who adjusts all the lights. The best boy is the position who is the right-hand person for the gaffer. And so those are the three kind of key people for adjusting lights.
Okay, best boy, Grant. Why does it have to be a boy? Is it a gendered
No,
job?
I don't know. It's the term. It's just like, why is the C-47 not called a clothespin? It's just the term, and I don't know where that one came from.
It was probably the name they made back when they were making it in the 40s and 50s, and it's just what stuck.
Only men on set.
Yeah, only men were on set, and
I'd imagine part of it, sorry, I interrupted, but historically as a boy was just like a term for a servant too, so it was just like an employee. It was like a general term for like, oh yeah, that's that guy that works for me.
I will tell you though too that scripty used to be called script girl. Because that was one of the roles that females had on set back in the 20s, 30s, 40s.
The thing though is about best boy though, it's kind of a chief electrician. So it's not something you can do unless you know circuits and currents and all of that. So I don't know if it's necessarily that, but anyways, it's maybe not the best term, but we'll just call them gaffers. But just know that a best boy works with the gaffer.
But
The
that's
gaffer.
the head electrician.
Yeah. Then there's the key grip. This is not for the lighting department, but the key grip. The grips are the ones who work with C-stands and.
Key grip.
Oh,
Key gripping his keys.
yeah.
I got jokes today, Grant.
Yeah.
Let me up.
Good job. Yeah. We need more puns.
We should all be grips on every project.
Yes.
We should all be helping move the dolly into place and set up the track and set up C-stands and find sandbags and the grips, were what hung the curtains last time. So it's all the physical jobs on set.
Yeah, and so it's like stuff that you can move on set that you feel comfortable with. Pull the cable and loop the cable, coil the cable correctly, move the sandbags. But one thing I will say, if you don't know how to take apart something, ask before you take apart something. Some things need to be unplugged a special way. If you came up to the red and pulled cables out, you could screw everything up. So especially with the bigger, more complicated equipment, feel free to ask somebody. And you can ask even the student who hey, you did this last time. How am I supposed to do this? And if you don't know, it's okay to say, I don't know. Let's ask Tim Grant or Jason or Marty or Phil or somebody who's been on set more than this semester.
There is a particular, when you're powering up the red, there are certain things you really can't do. So we're going to have a red session where we have training on all of that. But really, if Jason or Santi or Marty are here, ask them before you do anything with the red.
After formatting all the footage, the next biggest mistake that's happened on set is plugging the red in incorrectly and burning out what, Grant? What did it burn out?
The
The processor of the red. That happened here. We've also lost lights. If you plug the lights the wrong, I think our new lights can't do that way, but the old lights, you could plug the wrong cable into the wrong spots, and you would basically not go through the power converter and just blow up the light. So that has happened in the past as well.
I've lost 3 Godoxes for students making mistakes, and I've had to send my computer down to Hollywood to get my camera down to get fixed. So just be aware.
We're warning
of that.
because we don't want. It's okay to make mistakes, but those are costly mistakes.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the audio department. There's the sound mixer, the person who is listening with headphones and making sure that we get crisp, clean sound all the time. Maston's so good at it that we asked them to work on the feature film.
Maston ran it during the shoot on Friday, and they're going to use the F8, which is our portable audio recorder, and then it's got F8 because there's 8 inputs into it, so that means there could be 8 sources, so 8 different microphones could be plugged in at the same time and recorded. How many different microphones did we have last week, Master?
Talking about for the double
That was game promo, yeah.
It was just 2.
2.
Yeah.
A lavalier microphone and a boom microphone.
Boom was 1, lobster.
And if we have 2 actors, it might be doubled. If we have 3, now suddenly we have 5 or 6, and then so it can be.
We most likely will always film with a boom, and then how many lav microphones, which are the body microphones that go under your costumes.
So one of the things that I know that can happen with the audio, you get to sit, and unless we're on the move. If we're doing a Steadicam shot or going a distance, we tried to have a audio station when we did the thing with Bree, and we shouldn't have. We should have been on the move. But if we're in a set, you get to sit. What will happen, we've had audio people in the past who, if you're sitting and waiting, a lot of filmmaking is hurry up and wait. You start to go to your phone or whatever, and then when we're ready to roll, you haven't done your audio checks, you haven't jammed audio, whatever. Now we're waiting on audio. If you're ever waiting on audio, the AD and director are going to be very upset. So you got to get that stuff done. Also, just because you hit record and you set your levels doesn't mean you might need to make adjustments or prepare for the next one. And so even though you get to sit doesn't mean that you can lose focus.
And it's about learning patterns. We shoot a lot of things that are repetitive. It's going to be the same take, so the actor might have a really quiet performance. And they go loud right here. And so you need to know that, okay, they're about to shout this line, so I'm going to crank it down so it doesn't overmodulate. Yeah, so that's definitely something to think about when you're audio mixing. Also, you need to speak up. If everyone's like, oh, great take, but there was static or there's something happening, you need to be thinking about, was that noise interrupting the dialogue? If there's scratchiness in between dialogue, we can clean that up. But if they're talking and you hear like there's like a crackle or something, actors will punch their mic, which means they'll hit their mic. If that happens when they're not saying something, great. But if they are like, and I murdered you, and it happens at the exact same time, we're going to either have to record audio afterwards, or you can say, hey, you're punching your microphone. Can you try, there's a way to hit yourself without actually hitting yourself too.
So who works with you? If you're mixing, who do you need to work with you?
Well, for the most part, for mixing, if I need someone who's going to be working with me, I need to talk to either assistant director, and then maybe they might move me up to the director.
No.
You're talking about some
in the audio department, who else were you dealing with on set?
pretty much Phil a lot of the time, but Phil usually it's
In
a
the audio-
I think they want
in the
job
audio-
titles.
Job titles.
Job titles.
Which other person were you dealing with specifically?
It's always actors and boom guy.
Yeah, so we have to have a boom operator. There are mixers who boom themselves, and so, I mean, that, especially on small productions, that can be the case. But quite often, the mixer is sitting and listening, focusing on it, and then we have a boom operator who's holding the boom.
And if you watch the BTS, you'll see a lot of Jeremiah squatting and holding the boom pole.
And why would you, Jeremiah, why did we have you squat?
So that I can get the microphone as close as possible without being in frame.
Yeah, so we want, if we can, we would love to have the mic right in front of their face. If it's a wide shot, we can't do that, but in a close-up you can. But why come underneath? Why did you go underneath?
Because they had it going from up above and then going downward.
So yeah, the jib shot was wide and high and then lowered. So Jeremiah found a position where he could be and hold the boom without being in the shot at any point of the movement that was happening with the camera.
Yeah.
And sometimes the boom operator will have to like run in and move and know. The boom operator really needs to know what is the frame line. So we'll say like, hey, am I in frame? And the boom operator will drop, and be like, oh, you're in frame, and then pull it up. Nothing can ruin a great take than seeing the boom pole or the boom mic in the shot at some point. So we'll say, oh, boom's in the shot. Okay, pull it up.
The other thing you have to watch out for a lot are shadows. So, I mean, there are lights above us right now. If I was holding the boom up, you can see shadows on Tim's face, and so sometimes we'll come underneath because of lighting or space or whatever. So, be aware of that. The other thing is, and I know Masson can attest to this, there's handling noise. So you have to be very good at moving the mic without having the XLR cable bang against it or whatever. So
even if you like move your fingers, that will reverberate through the pole and the cable into the microphone. So literally the boom op needs to know, like, I'm going to stand here during the take and hope for not a long take, right? We've been in that position where you're like holding it, it's a 15-minute take.
Yeah. So those are all important. We deal with these on every single shoot. Let's quickly go through the art department. The art director is the person in charge of the art department. The prop master is somebody who on set, puts all the things on set to create the look of a bathroom or a kitchen or a, whatever the set is. The set decorator or dresser, that's the person who's creating the look. Oftentimes they'll come in days before and paint walls or adjust things. And then the last one is the storyboard artist. And I'm not a good drawer, so I used to do stick figures, but now I envision everything in my head that I don't use storyboard an artist, but someone like Marty, who's a very good artist and likes to have that maybe for herself, but also then to show the DP and others. So having someone who can draw your frames.
It's a great way, if you have a very specific image in your head, it's a great way to show your DP and say, it's a zoom in and the figure goes from here to there, and you show movement. And you don't have to draw very well. You can do stick figures. I'm a stick figure person as well, and all I do is I put a nose and an eye usually on my stick figures to showcase this is where they're standing or whatever. So,
yeah.
But again, Marty's very talented. Draws excellent storyboards. Who has art skills, drawing skills? Great. That's if you want storyboards, that's something to think about. It's a great visual way, like when we say to the directors, put your shot list together, draw your movie, like draw out your movie, and then you can know this is what Pixar does. Have you ever seen where you go in and you see their storyboards, and it's just a wall, and it's the entire movie shot by shot, and it's hundreds of images that they have not even crude drawings because it's Pixar, it's actual, like, whoa, that's what it's going to look like, shot by shot, and then they can take those shots out and move them around. It's really cool. So, and for an animated film, it makes a lot of sense to make storyboards, so you don't render out everything and waste computer time.
Yeah. Okay, makeup and wardrobe department, costume designer. This is, again, such a big deal that there's a Oscar category just for that. But we don't do period pieces very often. Marty was brave and did the Salem witch trials with Witch, and had to buy a bunch of clothes and create things. And
Even Devin's game.
yeah, so Marty ends up, even though she's the writer-director, ends up doing things like costume design and other things. But it's really nice when the next one, a hairstylist or a makeup artist. You did do some of Willow's makeup, but then so did Elle and I think Sophie and Angel and others who helped out.
Kayla was this last time.
Yeah, so you had a makeup artist team with that one. There's also special effects makeup and.
Well, can we say this one thing? Costume designer. If you want to get costumes, you want to do stuff. I'm gonna tell you, spring is the harder time. Fall is good because we've got October and Spirit Halloween is there for your creatures and everything, but Amazon has a lot. But Goodwill is a great place to get some things that look vintage. There's actually even a cool vintage shop downtown, but that gets pricey. Huh? Yeah.
Can you be a writer and a storyboard artist and still hand your idea over to
Yes.
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 Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So if you have questions about any of this, Marty has a ton of experience both doing it and having people do this kind of thing for her. So.
But also low and no budget filmmaking, we have a prop closet over there. Our prop closet's full of props and costumes. If you want to write something and your character has a white shirt that's covered in barbecue sauce, we got the costume for you.
I also have a ton of things at my house. I have police uniforms and doctors and nursing uniforms. I have
Dorito chip.
yeah. I have a pregnancy suit. I have a
the
bullet hole stuff. So there are a lot of things that I have that we can use on our shoots if you want. But anyways,
you have to ask and you have to write it. So What we're saying is, if you could be really ambitious and write a Roman epic, but costumes are the first element, and then sets, making the sets look like ancient Rome, and et cetera, et cetera.
The last department that I wanted to talk about is some of the ones that are less common. There's the pyrotechnician and explosive coordinator. So if you're going to have explosions, Trevor's the only one who's ever done an explosion. But the special effects coordinator does things like squibs. So if someone shoots and then you want to see the blood, popping out of their chest from the bullet wound, we can do that, but we have to coordinate it, plan it. Squibs are not cheap. If we do things like smash a bottle over someone's head, we have to buy the sugar glass ahead of time. So there's
smoke is one part.
Yeah, we have a fog machine. We have a small fogger that Jason has. I'm about to buy a couple more, so we can add haze to a scene for whatever reason.
Tell the story.
Oh no! So my fog machine is meant to not set off smoke detectors. So we did a scene in here, and it was a special effects scene, and Grady, one of our former students, wanted it thick with smoke. I mean, I would not be able to see any of you, but that's how thick it was. And so we got in here, we built the kind of set, we had lasers and everything was going, and it was incredibly thick. Well, it set off the smoke detectors. The thing that was so bad is that if all of the buildings are connected, so the smoke detector not only went off here, but in STEM building and the humanities building, the theater, and all of the buildings. And when a smoke detector, the smoke alarm goes off on a public institution, all of the fire departments, local fire departments, have to be called and sent out. So suddenly the alarms went off, and 26 fire engines were sent to Gavilan College. I thought I was fired. I thought, okay, it was nice working at Gavilan. And luckily I was able to talk some of it, get out of it, but it was really embarrassing and stuff. So
how'd the shoot look though? That's the most.
It looked amazing.
Yeah.
I'll show you the film if you want to see it. But
Is there BTS for that?
yeah, there was. Yeah, it was Grady's
It was a
sci-fi
genre
film. The one where they're shooting it's Sophie who's.
Sophie's plays like Ellen Ripley.
I've shown it once.
Oh, I'll show you anytime. I've got it right here. I can show you. But we got the BTS, and then Sam, Marty's cousin, shot a film called Film Class.
It's like The Office.
The
but
Office.
Here at Gap, and that was a big part of it.
Yeah. So we recreated it and got a fire engine to come out, and David Butterfield played the fire chief or whatever, and he did an interview. And but let's not ever speak of this again. Other departments, stunt coordinator, that has been Willow and Brennan, who've done that for us in the past, but it can be really great. Angel, you've expressed an interest in doing stunts.
This is fight scenes. That's a stunt coordinator. It's coordinating and choreographing the fight scenes. It's like a dance, right?
Sierra wants to do more stunts too.
Yeah, no one
Coordinate them.
Great.
No one actually wants to get hit, right? So it's about learning and making it look as real as possible.
The last four, I'm going to go real quickly because we've been talking too long. Location manager, that's my job to find out if we can film someplace and get permissions.
But that could also be your job with, like, for example, last semester, Dilo very specifically wanted to film in San Juan, right?
San Juan Bautista, but it was the missions retreat.
Yeah.
So it was a place where the priests go to get away. And he just said, hey, we're going to film there, and he didn't get permission. And I said, wait a minute, do you have permission? So then he went and got permission, and they wanted to see his script, and it was a mafia. So he had to tweak his screenplay to make sure we could film there. But location manager, location scouts, things you
Yeah.
need to worry about.
So what I like, sorry Grant, you wanna go fast, but when we're filming, we can say, hey, we're students and we can go and film somewhere and we can kind of, it's called stealing the shot or guerrilla filmmaking. You can run in somewhere and film somewhere, and they can just say, hey, get out, that's the thing. But the problem is, that's good if you have a small crew and a small camera. When we have our big cameras and our lights, we're more obvious. So if you write a bar scene, you should know somebody who has a bar. Or like I talked about, the ice cream store said, hey, if you guys want to film, we can schedule the time to film there. So locations matter when you're writing your scripts. What can you control? And I mean, it's great if you can get it because it adds production value. But if you can't, can you run around it, or can we set design a bar here?
Yeah. Okay, the last thing I wanted to mention is craft services. If you film for 4 or more hours, you got to have food on set, or people get hungry and they want to leave, and there goes your cast and crew. I will try to always have snacks here. Tim and I always kind of have some candy or whatever out there, popcorn, so you can kind of have snacks anytime you come in. But we'll try to have more than that. I will also have an ice chest full of drinks, and Tim and I will bring pizza or whatever when we're on set.
Usually pizza.
Yeah, so that you have food here so that you're not leaving because you're hungry. You have to leave for work or a bus or something, that's okay, but we don't want you to leave to go get food, so we'll have that here. But if you're doing your own film and you're going to be filming for a period of time, you need to make sure you have food because
that's more important than anything else, is literally making sure your crew and your actors are fed, because you don't want an actor storming off the set after 8 hours and you didn't give them water or a break or food, and then they're supposed to come back the next day and they don't show up, and then you have to refilm everything. Are you going to talk about Gio and pizza?
No, that wasn't Gio, that was another person. There was a film set, this was not a class project, this was students in our group, or in our class, did an outside project, and they filmed for a long time. It was like 8-10 hours, and there were probably 30-40 people there, and after about 8 hours, they bought one pizza. And so there was not even enough pieces, even close to enough pieces for everybody to have one piece.
I don't think that by the time the actor showed up, the pizza was all gone and eaten. So
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Gio.
No.
Oh yeah, okay.
So anyways, be aware of that if you're making your own films. We'll try to have food and drinks here.
It's almost more insulting to have pizza show up and then just see an empty box. So that's why maybe the quality of pizza isn't the best, but the quantity of pizza is the best.
All right. So those are the jobs that we want to talk about. There are a ton that we didn't, but those are kind of the major jobs. Any questions about the jobs on set, since we'll be making films and be on set all semester long?
I will also say that, a lot of people come into the program thinking, I want to be a director, I want to be a DP, I want to do this job or that job specifically. I recommend taking advantage of Gab and doing as many jobs as possible, because when I went to film school, I realized the role I liked best wasn't even on set. It was the editor. Editing was my favorite role. And I learned that by doing all the different roles on set and being like, oh, I like directing, but it's a lot of stress and maybe it's not my favorite role to do. But it's good to have those skills so that you could do anything, but also then you also can know, like, this is what I'm the best at, or this is what I want to do the best.
And I think you can't be a good director unless you start to know the other jobs. I think if you're going to direct, you need to do some acting.
Yeah.
So that you know how to speak to actors and know what they go through.
You need to learn how to use your tools by being one of the tools yourself, right? Yeah. So like having the terminology to speak and say like, hey, can you be like a little bit smaller and think about your eyes, or can you think happy thoughts but make a sad face? that like reads in your eyes. It's seriously, if you tell someone just think about smiling, their eyes go up, but maybe not their face doesn't, so.
Yeah. And speaking of editing, I don't think a director should direct it unless they know how to do some editing. How is just the scene going to cut together? You don't always get coverage if you're not if you're directing and don't have editing experience. So
It's a valuable tool to know.
yeah. Anyways, I feel like we've been talking forever, and I want to move on to our schedule and to pitching because I want to fill our schedule. So, any last questions about the jobs on set? No? Okay. So, is this being shared? I want to put up our current schedule. I printed out a bunch of.
Just keep talking.
It's already up there.
Yeah, but no one on the Zoom
Oh.
can see it. Now we're good.
Okay. I printed out a bunch of schedules, and I already have made a change. So on my walk over here, I found out from the actress who's playing in Happily Ever After that she can't do it. She's in China right now, and won't be back until March 1st, and so I had to push that back. So Phil got moved up a week, and so we're adjusting things. You can see that tomorrow we're shooting the 4-hour film project. Anyone who wants to be on the writing team will come together, and you will decide what it is we're going to shoot. Then we will. Any of you who want to act can.
So, and I would say that think about 4-hour short films. So this is a 2, 3, 4-page script that we can write tomorrow. So come with some ideas to pitch. I know in the room you kind of just all worked it out together, right? But if you have like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we did this? Or wouldn't it be, it doesn't have to be a funny one, it could be scary, it could be whatever. So think about how can we film it as fast as possible. Essentially, it should probably take place in one location, most likely.
And on campus, so we have access to this room, classrooms, outside places, like the pond, or we're limited to the campus for the 4-hour film project. But whatever you want to do, you get to do. You want to write, act, direct, although only one person gets to direct, but unless you want to team up with somebody you feel comfortable with. But if you want to work on the camera or audio or be a grip or whatever, and we're doing it all tomorrow. So we're hoping a lot of you come and you have to participate because everyone needs to be involved. But that's tomorrow's class. The next week Friday is off, so we're going to be here on Thursday to have our lecture, but Friday the campus is closed. We can't even come on. I couldn't get permission to come on Friday. So David Yepes it's his film, One More, but we're filming in his gym, and he says that there's a limited number of people that can be in there. It's owned by his grandfather, but he said I think he wanted 10 or fewer people there. So we're shooting the boxing scenes on Friday. We're then going to be here on Saturday. Now, of course, none of you are required to be here, but if you want to help David with his film, we're filming in here on Saturday, the 14th. Then Tony just discovered that he's going to be filming his on February 20th. It's on campus, it's in a classroom, right?
We could either do a classroom or workshop here, do a classroom, whatever works.
Yeah, let's talk right after, since yours is up so soon. You need to find, I know who you have playing in it, but you need to pick your DP, your AD, your department heads soon.
Yeah. I'm working on casting like at the moment. I'm workshopping my script right now, and I've been eyeing people in the room to see who I can envision.
Yeah, and by the way, if you want to act, already we're looking for actors. So
We're actually going to take headshots too. If you want to be up on the board of actors over there, let us take your picture and we'll put you up.
And then the week after that is B2B, which is Phil's film. I think you have it cast.
Yes, I am.
So, and you have your crew picked, right?
Most of them.
Yeah. So if you want to join a camera team, for example, who is your DP?
Daniel?
Daniel. Talk to Phil or Daniel if.
Who's your AD?
Tony?
And we need a lot of extras for that.
Yes.
So it's a dance, it's a club, and we need people who are in dance clothes and stuff. So that's February 27th. Then we're filming on March 6th, the Happily Ever After. I'll talk to you about that. And then the last one we have scheduled is Due. Barron's directing that one. We have to decide. We can't get into SS214 until after 12:30.
So do we do the pool scene
Yeah.
first?
Okay, is that okay? Can David blow dry and change?
Yeah, that should
So I think we should do the pool first.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're doing Due on March 13th, and as you notice, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 open spots. We also have a spring break. If we end up having 7 films, we can maybe do one over spring break. But the schedule's filling up fast. So with that in mind, we want to talk about pitches. We want to see who has gone from last week, where you kind of had some ideas, and who's actually done some writing, who's fleshed it out some.
Yeah, I have almost a full first draft of my script that I pitched last week done, and some improvements and additions to what I pitched last week.
Great. So that doesn't do me any good on paper, so you got to type it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna transcribe this all.
Yeah, so the best software for screenwriting is Final Draft, but it's not cheap. And Google Docs has a screenplay. You don't?
So
What is the one that you use?
Writer solo.
Writer Solo. Where do you find that?
Just look it up, you can download it. It's an
Writer
application.
Solo or Celtics, there's one free seat on Celtics also. Those are great screenwriting.
It formats your screenplay as you're typing it. So I'm very particular. I
And
won't
those
put
are-
your screenplay
Those are
up
free.
until it.
Final Draft is not free.
Yeah, Final Draft it's expensive. I think it's like $400.
Yeah, what was the one you said, Marty?
Writer solo, you can have 5 finished scripts before you have to rotate them out to make a new project. But
That one's better than Celtics, but.
So as soon as you get your screenplay, now Tim used to call me the grammar Nazi. I was formerly an English teacher, and so I'm going to make sure that it fits the format and is grammatically correct before I put it up. But the sooner you can get it to us, the better. So that because when we get your screenplay, that's when we lock a date.
Okay.
And the first come, first serve. So Mandy really wants April 3rd. I don't have Mandy's script yet. As soon as I get it,
It's locked.
it's
Like,
locked.
we bumped somebody's film last semester because they never turned in the script. And we got 2 or 3 weeks out and we're like, we don't get the script tonight, we're not filming it. And we didn't get it, so we bumped it and did something different, so.
If you want to direct, but don't have a screenplay, that's where we can hook you up with someone else who wants to write it. I love to write. I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
So I did write a script, but I don't think it's the best. So would it be possible to collaborate with you?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we want. Honestly, if you give us your script, we're gonna look at it and probably give you suggestions to make it better, to make, hey, this doesn't make sense, or this is redundant, this seems like a scene that just doesn't do anything. You can ask Phil.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
How many revisions did we go through, Phil?
At least a dozen.
Yeah, and that's good.
And then finally, I said, give me your screenplay, and I formatted it, and I actually tweaked a couple little things and slipped them in, but now he's happy with his final screenplay. we love to do that for you. And if I'm doing it, if I'm doing the one typing, I'm gonna get Tim's input or Marty's input to make sure that it is as good as it can possibly be. But I love to write, so, but there are other writers in the room. John wrote a great screenplay last semester, so if you want to hand your idea off to someone else who wants to write, you can do that as well.
You can also say, hey, Tim and Grant, your ideas stink, we don't like those. You can also be like, we'll be like, okay, and then we'll be like,
We're the producers.
Yeah, the whole time we'll be like, yeah, this movie's not gonna work, 'cause they don't take our ideas. No, just kidding. But we only are offering what our experience, and we want it to be the best as possible. Yeah.
I think,
Oh, Steven.
I turned in the first draft of my script. I have most of the casting
Didn't I write back to you? Didn't I say?
Oh wait, really? I checked my emails today.
When did you send it?
Like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I think I wrote back to you and said,
Let's talk in person.
Let's
right?
talk in
Yeah.
person.
Oh, okay.
Didn't I say that?
I
Yeah,
was gonna
you
say
said
like,
that.
and can we talk after class?
Yeah.
And, like feedback and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember you
'Cause I
had
have
almost no
something
dialogue in yours, and I remember I read it and I had thoughts, and I wanted to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. That's perfect. To meet with us, and we're happy to help you get it to so you're really happy with it. We're at a point where we can put it on the class page and start casting it. So
Stephen, that means at some point, can you come by our office hours?
Yes.
And sit, and we'll format it or at least talk to you about the ideas so we understand and we can help adjust. So
Yeah.
I think I really liked yours, so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm nervous because we have March 20th open right now, and that's too close before, so we need to get going. So if you are interested, you need to start.
Do we have any new pitches, I guess, anybody want to pitch an idea or feel like?
Samantha, you should share yours.
I'm working on a script. I'm not sure. I need some ideas though. Can I send it to you?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
send it to you maybe over the weekend.
Great, perfect. Yeah. And sometimes.
What's it about?
Okay, so like the main idea. So I want it to be about like a woman or like a woman. She's like on the phone, she has an envelope, and she enters like a cafeteria or restaurant cafe. And she's on the phone and she has something, she's like talking to her friend about how like the product she has in the envelope. She's like, oh, I got it, like I have it with me, like this is so amazing. And she's like talking out loud on the phone. And it's like 3, and then she leaves the envelope on the table, she forgets about it, and then she comes back, she remembers, she's like, oh, like I forgot. And when she comes back, it's gone. And then I want it to be like 3 suspects, like I want it to be like who done it, like who took the envelope, like a mystery comedy.
Oh, mystery comedy.
Like a mystery, and then yeah.
How would we, if there are 3 people,
Yeah,
how
like
are
I
they
want-
identified?
I was thinking like a waitress, like 3 people that could have been hearing her, like eavesdropping her calls. Maybe like a waitress and then.
A bus person and.
The stories of like you want to.
Oh yeah, like a random stoner, and then like a homeless.
So here's my one question, because then in that situation, we need a restaurant or a diner, right?
Or we could do it at the cafeteria.
Yeah, I was gonna say, could it be random college-age students and the
Yeah.
stoner character
Yeah, like
makes a
a
lot more
student.
sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm not, no shade to anybody.
I asked if I could.
Breathe, mid-cast.
Yeah,
We
I
did
just-
it one
oh,
time.
I made eye contact with Bree when I said no shade, so.
And I'm working on the script.
Great, love it.
But that's the idea, and I also wanted it to be like in the
We like-
envelope, like a random item that's not even like that valuable.
Yeah, I think if it's a comedy, then what is it, it has to be like a misdirect the whole time where you think it sounds like it's cash
it sounds.
or something, but then it turns out it's like a pregnancy test or
Yes.
a DNA test or something.
Yeah, something really random and unexpected. That's so
Like what would be in an envelope that if you stole it and then you opened it up, the worst possible thing?
Yeah.
The baby's gender.
Oh. Something like that.
Or it'd be like nude photos of her mom or something, right? Like you open it up and
Yeah.
something that's like the funniest option is something gross or that the person, because the thief gets away with it and then oh I got it, and then it's like what?
It's like, you know, there's people who are filmed when they stealing a package off someone's porch and then they open it and it
Oh, and
explodes in
it's
their
a
face.
confetti thing, yeah.
Or paint
It
or.
could just be a painting that says like psych.
Psych.
That's like,
Yeah.
imagine, oh, you're all being recorded. It was a prank.
Yeah, or it's like, what would you do?
Okay, think about that. Yeah, send it to us.
Yeah, love it.
We'll see what it is and then we can think about it.
By the way, remember that if you want to get your film into the showcase, they're going to be due, what was the date? It
April
was-
1st.
I thought it was the 3rd.
Oh, did we move it so it would be April Fool's Day?
Yeah, but it was I guess it could even be, April 3rd, Friday. It's our last class before going away. So my guess is that you have to shoot in February or March, because after that, it's too late. So that means those films were going to be in the fall showcase next semester. So if you want to try to get in the showcase,
So it looks like March 20th probably would be the best bet. If you have a movie and you want to get in the showcase, filming March 20th is getting it very close to like not making it in time. April 3rd, Marty.
I just changed my calendar, I know.
you were talking about being deployed. When are you leaving?
That's in October,
October.
so I'm gone for 10 months, but in March.
So you're finishing this whole
And
semester.
then March what?
March I'm gone for those 3 weeks.
3 weeks, so yeah.
So I'm
March,
still-
start leaving when on March?
March 5th. I know.
Wanted to cast you on the 6th.
Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna be in New Zealand, fortunately.
Wait, when are you leaving?
March 5th.
Oh, I heard 15th, okay.
No.
And you
Yeah, no.
can't switch with BTV.
She's gone and she's in China.
She's in China now, so you can't switch with Tony. Is she?
No, she's
She's
in China now and won't be back until the 1st of March.
Well, do you recast her?
I gotta talk about that. Okay,
Producing problems.
Freaking government.
Yeah. so-
I'll call
Yeah, alright, sounds good.
him. Get you out of it.
Anything to not make me have 4 hours of sleep a day. For 10 weeks.
Okay, so if you, by the way, is there anyone who's excited about possibly getting your film into the spring showcase? Okay, so know that there are only 2 dates open for that. So March 20th and March 27th, possibly
Literally, if you film the 27th, you have
a,
4 days to edit it.
and that's when you want to hand it over to an experienced film
Because,
editor
because
who
here,
can-
I mean, here is it's all the judging, so yes. No, never mind. Excuse me, I didn't want to say what I was gonna say and I stopped saying it.
So quite honestly, we have to pick the winners because we have to order the awards that take a significant amount of time. So we need to do that during spring break. We need to have the judges meet and vote, and then we send in the winners for the awards.
And the pieces tend to get tweaked a little bit more after that if they need to be, but the judges judge based off of sometimes unfinished pieces, and that is cost, I'll tell you for sure, that has cost people Gabby Awards because they turned in something that wasn't finished, and it even cost like the actors because they were a piece that wasn't finished.
Who are the experienced editors we can go to?
Two of us.
Okay.
I'm probably
Don't
not
point at
gonna.
Marty,
Yeah,
don't
I was gonna
point at
say, you don't get to go to Marty because Marty has.
Probably not
Too much.
Jason either.
Yeah, Jason's gonna have a ton of special
Anybody else
effects.
feel confident with their editing that want to volunteer?
So
If I'm
Jeremiah
not
gets,
confident,
you have some power now.
I'll let you know.
So,
That's the person to lock in too, so.
Locking you in.
other people who wanna pitch or?
In fact, do you have a hard drive on you?
I do actually.
Do you have the great view?
I have to check.
I know I do have baby, so.
Oh, you do? You have?
I have baby, because I was gonna,
Oh, okay.
just seeing everything, I think it's better.
You have a hard drive, we'll start copying it.
Yeah. All right, keep talking, Grant.
Yeah, I just,
Oh, any
There-
other pitches?
yeah, there are several slots for those who wanna pitch, but it really will be those who, give us their finished screenplays first, get first dibs. And as we get down to the last 2 or 3, it's gonna be the ones that Tim and I think are the best. So every semester, Tim and I say this. If you want to secure your spot, give us your screenplay before the semester begins. Then you can pick whatever time slot you want, et cetera. So that's smart. But we have all these openings and a lot of people who sent us or talked about great pitches, but we don't have, I'm nervous because we have open slots. Even though we have great pitches and some people who are starting to write screenplays, all I see is, oh, what are we gonna do on March 20th? What are we gonna do on March 27th? Because we don't have them down yet, so. Anyone, questions, comments, pitches, things that you want to share?
Can I send my typed up rough draft to you guys for you guys to help me edit? Because this
Yes.
is my first time writing a script.
100%.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone in the screenwriting class, by the way?
I was in script writing last semester.
Great. If you are, this is something you have to do. So if you want to get, by the way, what did we say, 15 pages? By the end of the semester, you have to have 15 final pages. You can knock off 3, 4, 5, 6 pages by doing a screenplay for us now. So, and then if you write a 5-page screenplay now that will be produced, now you only have to do 10 pages at the end of the semester. So, it is a way of saving yourself work later. And then it's something that will actually be produced. Let me tell you a story. My father, who's a great writer, he's written, I think it's 47 novels. He's written, I don't know, probably 50 plays. Has written, I think, over 30, probably 30, 35 screenplays, but never had one produced. I always kind of felt sad about it. He's written some amazing things, and he's now 92, and he has nothing to show for all these great screenplays. So now it's one of the things, we're shooting a feature film called Gold Fever right now, and I'm doing that for the sake of my father, who's 92, and I don't know how much longer he has. Don't let that be you. I mean, you have the opportunity that we want to produce your work. We're looking for it. You're in a screenwriting class. Do it so you have something to show for it. If you are a film and television major, you need a reel. To move up to the next level, they're going to say, what have you done? Well, we want to do that reel for you. We want to produce your movie. So do it. And volunteer in every possible way. Be the DP, act, do as much as you can so that you have those experiences and have something to show for it. So,
Be bold.
yes.
Any other pitches?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I had talked to you about this before. I had an idea that basically the whole entire scene is that it's an interrogation between like a detective and this psychic. And so basically, like my initial pitch was that the psychic was just kind of like giving little breadcrumbs for the detective, because this detective is trying to solve like a murder case pretty much. And that detective has is thinking that maybe this psychic could help them, like either solve that murder or like maybe prevent the next one. And so that detective is trying to brain pick like the psychic, but that psychic is just like, you can tell like they're kind of like a little crazy. And so basically like the detective is just like, okay, I don't care anymore. Like this is obviously just a waste of time. But as soon as like he's about to give up, he gets like a call that like another murder has happened, and then those breadcrumbs that the psychic was giving him were basically him like pretty much predicting like the next murder that was going to happen. I don't really have there's like little elements that like I was talking to Grant about that maybe I could change, but I mean, it is like a potential idea. I was talking to you before that it could be maybe like the detective like is trying to interrogate the psychic, thinking that that psychic is like the culprit behind those murders. But again, like it's just an idea. I don't really have anything written out. I mean, I would really like your guys' help with this.
The other possibility, it could be, you could find out that the psychic could discover that the detective is actually the murderer.
Or what about this though? What if we start the detectives talking to their partner or wife or whatever, and okay, I'll be home, I have to do this interrogation, and then all of the breadcrumbs end up being the murder of the spouse,
Yeah.
which happens during the interrogation, so it can't be the psychic.
Yeah. See, that's something like I was thinking, but I don't have anything like.
And so then the detective gets called and goes to their house and sees the murder, and then sees like the 3 or 4 things that the psychic.
Yeah, pretty much like that.
Yeah.
You were telling me that like the detective would have to be like an older person, because typically detectives like after a while
I mean,
maybe like
you get hired as a police officer, you have to be a police officer for a period of time before you get promoted to detective. So most detectives are 40s, 50s, 60s.
so not this. But I was thinking either
Have you ever met a detective who was
I've watched movies and TV shows where they're 30-year-old people.
like Brad Pitt? One of the big criticisms of Seven was that Brad Pitt was too young to be a detective.
That doesn't bug me. Who made that criticism?
Grant.
Yeah.
I was just saying that
Just give him a goatee.
casting someone
I could
who's
see the
20
guy. I
playing
could see the guy who played in Grayson's piece, who played the detective.
Oh yeah, but that
How old's he? Not the older guy, the younger guy.
yeah, but he's 30.
Yeah, 30. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I was saying that it can't be someone who's like 18, 20 years old.
Yeah,
It has
but
to
if
be.
you want old guys, yeah, Grant and I are gonna be aren't gonna be.
I know. I don't mean. I don't
look
mean
older
this
than
old.
Grant and I'm younger, so
He's just saying, I want to be the detective.
it's fine. I can be your detective.
No, I just.
I can be the grizzled guy.
It can't be a baby-faced young person playing a detective. I think.
I know I can't play that, Grant.
I'm 60, I'll do it.
Do love a good detective, fellas.
No, but that's something to think about. Is how old is the detective? And
after
what's the psychic like?
just kind
Is
of
it a creepy psychic, or is
Yeah,
it
a little
like
bit.
a?
pretty creepy, like very.
Is it like who's that? Who's that? Las Vegas magician guy, Chris Angel. No one knows Chris Angel.
I know Chris Angel.
Yeah, thanks, Phil.
Yes, I know him personally. He's my good buddy. Him and David Copperfield are my
He's like an
friends.
extreme magician in Las Vegas. No one knows the mind freak Chris Angel.
Oh,
Mind
I'm a
freak,
David
oh.
Blaine guy.
Okay, I know the name.
David,
I thought
David
that.
Blaine.
I know the name.
Okay, what magicians do you know? Can you name a single magician?
Well, that's totally my favorite.
Well, I know you did, but no, I'm asking these young people.
David Bowie.
Doug Henning.
I like it.
Had that TV show on Disney.
Or, I mean, it doesn't have to be, if it's not that important that you get it in the spring showcase, just try to work on it in the next couple of weeks. And then it might be something that we do at the end of April or.
You make it a thriller, make it intense, it's an interrogation room, mostly in a murder scene, right? Like, those are the two locations. And we get the detective, going to their own house to the murder scene, and seeing the little baubles, like, the psychic can say something that seems obscure, but it represents the popcorn that's spilled on the ground or something,
Yeah, like it. We haven't had anything like that in a while.
Because it could be like her hair's red, but it's a blonde woman at the start, and then the blood in her hair makes her hair red, right? Like that.
Willow.
Yeah.
Willow.
Let's get Willow in there.
Maston, what about your script?
Me, I have not been able to make any work on
Okay.
it, and I apologize for that. But I want that 27th. I kind of want that March 27th.
Well, you need to lock
I do
in
need
and
to lock
write
it.
it.
I know.
And we talked about Gnome Hunter more.
Gnome
so-
taxidermy. Also, yes, I was hyping myself up in the bathroom. I was like, I want that date. I need to lock in now. So,
Locking in is giving us your finished screenplay. So,
I've confirmed with Daniel that he's actually okay with the date after the showcase for, I speak my name for it, is that you?
What?
The,
Remind us the pitch. I just remember Daniel having a hard time pitching. I can't remember the content.
the friends who leave the restaurant after.
Oh yeah, and they keep seeing him.
Yeah.
Oh, is that you? I love that one. That was great.
so when was he talking about?
We
After
originally wanted
showcase.
it in time for the showcase, but he just texted me saying,
May
"Yeah,
1st?
That's fine
May
if
1st?
we need afterwards.
May 1st?
Is that,
Showcase is the 25th.
no, the after the showcase due date is what I'm saying.
Oh,
So give us it, and we'll put it on the script.
April 17th?
I asked him for the script.
Yeah, give us the script, and we can lock it in.
So he has a little more time,
We
but
need scripts.
we need scripts.
Yes.
And if he has a script,
Give it
March
to us.
20th
Even if
is
it's
open.
rough, give it to us, because
Or you can take Maston's spot. Whoever gets the script first, just because Maston.
That's not the last day I want, because it's way too close to the deadline.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be way too. Stage fright.
Yeah, so after is what you're saying.
anyone else have things they wanna?
Yeah.
Some people in here raise their hands for the
Well,
screenplay
we have
writing
time
class.
loop coming. We have, what's your working title? Psychic. What about yours?
Left behind.
Yeah, but how's the script coming?
So I've got a shot list of everything,
Okay.
of like the shots I wanna shoot, but I'm figuring out the lines. I know we were talking, like me, Jason.
Yeah.
About like co-oping and writing it together, so we can have a little bit more experience on the writing side.
Great. Get with him and do it this week.
Yes.
Jason.
Jason. And Lauren, actually, when we were talking about that. So.
We did a PTSD film.
It was a PSA.
No, a PSA about PTSD
Mm-hmm.
that I want you to watch.
Okay.
We shot it in here, and it's not like yours, but I just wanted to.
Yeah. It's like, I really wanted to try to attempt to get this in the spring showcase, but with like all the prime shooting time happening in March, I just don't think it's gonna work. Like I can,
Well, yeah, unfortunately, based off of you,
yeah,
we'll probably have to film in April.
yeah. Or like I could just vomit something out, have it be late in the month, but I'd rather not.
You're not
Needs to
gonna
be careful.
you're not gonna make the showcase.
Yeah,
So, but you can make the next one. That's the thing.
Why? Because you're going to be gone.
Yeah, he's gone the 5th.
Well, he's coming off break, right? When are you
October.
coming back? Is that's
It's
like
in
a,
3 weeks.
that's like a,
July.
Wait, you're leaving March?
So October, no, the March I'm gone for those 3 weeks.
Yeah, right.
October, I'm gone from October.
Yeah, we know about that,
Yeah.
but you need to film in April, basically,
well, we're
right?
saying he's not even gonna be here for the next showcase.
Next 2 showcases.
Okay, but it can air, and
it'll
we
be
can
some-
mail you the Gabby if you want.
Bean, we got a broken trophy. That's funny.
Anyone else want to share? All right, well.
I'm gonna stop the Zoom, and then you can share once it's no longer being recorded, right?
Bye at home. Thank you.